Hey YouTube, it's SoulPrime13 coming at you with another Transformers video review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the ACP, or is it ACP or Gear Factory? I mean, they're the same company, but it doesn't actually say on the box. But yeah, it's ACP, ACP Toys. The people who do the KOs of the Prime Transformers Prime figures. And today we have both Dreadwing and Skyquake. I was planning on doing the review for Skyquake, but as some people might know, a lot of my stuff has gotten backed up because I got sick and a lot of stuff happened. And by the time I got ready to do this review, this guy showed up in the mail. So we're looking at both of them. But yeah, pretty much just going to be looking at the robot mode for Skyquake. I prefer Dreadwing either way. I really got this guy because I had enough points to get him like half off from Showzi's store, and I was like, yeah, why not get both of them? Because they are good figures. ACP does good stuff. They do put out quality figures, even if for the most part they are KOs. I do think they said that this was a slightly modified version. I don't know what modifications there are, as I never owned the original. But either way, good figures. But taking a quick look at the boxes first, we do have Bolt the Air Fighter, which is Dreadwing. And here he is fighting with Bulkhead. And there is actually Skyquake in the back there. I just noticed that. He's got his sword and all that. Some very nice artwork here. Let's get you over a little bit. The sides is just a picture of the jet. Top is just some line art and the name. Artwork of the robot mode, your QR instructions, which again, excuse me, I am not a fan of those. Same thing on the bottom. And then we have this neat line art. And that's it for his box. And Skyquake, or Gale, is essentially similar. He's got Optimus here from that original episode, and there's his brother up there. And then, yeah, just artwork on the sides. It's actually not line art on these ones. And then, yeah, we just get a neat picture on the back. Now, we'll take a quick look at Skyquake first. He does come with his big, can't remember the name of this weapon. Minigun? It's either minigun or a Gatling gun. And he does also come with a sword, which you can plug onto his back with that little peg there. And they do just fit into his hand. And I believe, yeah, there's a peg here for this to store on his back as well. The barrel does actually rotate, which is neat, and there is a little hinge here just for some flexibility in the posing, and this hinge here, this does rotate, so you get some posability with that as well. But otherwise, he is essentially a carbon copy of his brother, who we are going to be looking at for the bulk of this review. Set him off to the side. They do both come with alternate heads, and they are just on ball joints, although it is the clear plastic for the light piping, so do be aware of that. But the default face on both of them is this sort of like blank or stoic expression, and then there's we'll pop these open. We do get a grumpy, frowny face and a smirking face. So those are your options for the alternate heads. I'm gonna go ahead and put that back in the baggie because I think I'm just gonna stick with the base head for now, but I'm sure everybody can figure out how to swap a ball joint. Now, as far as, gotta stick that in your neck. Hold that for me, will you? As far as Dreadwing, he does come with his big blaster cannon, but his is a little bit more sophisticated because this big bayonet blade actually comes off and the handle here comes out, and you can put them together like so, and he will have two swords. So that's pretty neat. I do like that. And of course he can hold them in his hands if he wants to. Get some action there. And for Dreadwing, he does come with his explosive discs. Comes with two of them. And the little detonator remote. And it even opens up. There's no like buttons or anything molded on it, but I mean it opens. Pretty cool. And these do actually store. If you see, there's a little tab here, and I believe, yeah, it's on both wings. There's a little slot on the back of this, and they can just stay on during transformation and in jet mode. And then these just have a regular peg, and there's two different holes here, so we can just store those on his wings. So yeah, that's pretty neat. And again, he can hold the gun in a similar manner to his brother. This does rotate, and the handle does have a little wiggle to it. And he can store a weapon on his back as well. So yeah, pretty neato. And we're going to go ahead and... Would you stop falling over, please? Go ahead and get all that off to the side. And we will briefly talk about our articulation here. So again, the head is on a ball joint. This platform it's on doesn't really lock in, so that does wiggle around a bit. Not great, but it's not terrible. The shoulder pads are on ball joints. They do move back and forth. You can rotate them if you need to move the arm a little bit further forward. The arms are actually on ball jointed shoulders. We do get a bicep rotation, and I think a smidge over 90 for the elbow. And then he does have actually ball jointed wrists, although they are clamped, so it's basically just a swivel. And he does have moving fingers. It's all one piece, but it does let his hands open and close, which is neat. No waist due to transformation, unfortunately. These wings are on a series of hinges. This is essentially the configuration you want them in, but if you really want, you can move them or even bring them up. It's just when they're up, it blocks that part from coming up properly, so it doesn't go all the way up, and it does block the hole for the weapon storage. But if that's how you want to display it, you absolutely can. I personally like to have those available to me. The hips are, I think, oh yeah, they are just big ball joints, so plenty of wiggle waggle there. That far out, that far forward, actually pretty much all the way back, and then kind of restricted at the knee just because of this, but it's essentially 90 degrees. While we're here, I did accidentally break mine. As you can see, there is supposed to be a tab here, and that was my fault. It was kind of stuck, and I did end up trying to wiggle it, and I bent the tab, and it just fell off. That said, that tab really doesn't matter. It is this smaller tab here that is the one that actually locks in both robot and vehicle mode. This one is more for stability in the jet mode, but it's really snug enough on its own, so it's not a big deal. Just be aware, again, that was my fault. I should have been a little more careful. You do get some up and down at the toe. No ankle tilt, unfortunately. You can move this, but that's because it's his hidden landing gear. And, yeah, hip swivel. And I think that's it for our articulation. So let's go ahead and do a couple of comparisons. First of all, where is he? There he is. Here they are with APC bulkhead and his big old hammer. here they are with the Legacy breakdown. So you can see how they stack up there. And of course, we got to bring in APC's Prime. And APC's Megatron. And yeah, these figures all do look very nice together. And for one final robot comparison, here they are with Legacy Dreadwing. And yeah, this is one of those Legacy figures that I have mixed feelings about, just because of he's supposed to be the Prime version, and like he is, but he kind of isn't at the same time. I do like the figure, but yeah, but that's not what we're here to talk about today. But that's your comparison with the recent Legacy version. So anyway, now we are going to transform them, and we're just going to do one. So we're going to go ahead and get Skyquake out of the way there. And it is a nice transformation. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to bring these arms down. They are just on hinges and ball joints. We are going to bring this whole assembly back like so. And we can just sort of angle these up a little bit. And then we are going to come here and detach his waist here from these little tabs. And we're going to bring this all up and forward. We can extend the nose cone, and you can see these chest panels are on sliders, and we're going to compress those all the way back. One has the landing gear, so we'll go ahead and flip that out. And this is that panel, or the piece with the weapon port on his back, and that is just going to fold up under here, like so. And now we're going to take his head, bring it up, flip it under, and just slide it through this gap here, like so. And just kind of bring all of this up here. Then the shoulder pads are going to rotate on those ball joints. And we do want to bring these together, and there is a tab slot connection here, or rather a post and port. But yeah, we just want to bring those together. And then as we bring these down, we are going to bring this hinge and ball joint up like so, and then this post will go into this port here, like so. And we do want to make sure that the head is actually under there, like so. Just come on, and there we go, like so. Again, make sure this is all the way back. Now we are going to bring this armature with his legs back a little bit, and we are going to untab this crotch plate, and as you can see, these are on rotating joints like so. And then we're going to bring this back down like so, just sort of fold this whole assembly down, and then we can come up here. And now the wings on these double hinges are going to come up like so and like so, and they don't quite secure like 100%, but and we do want to try and push this like that so that it does clip on and fill up that gap. Let's go ahead. Yeah, these don't 100% sit flush, but they sit close enough. And as I say that, they snap in. Okay, maybe I've just been doing it wrong. Who knows? Anyway, the arms, I believe we want to bring them down like so. And is it down or up? I'm pretty sure it's down. Oh, I got this backwards. This assembly actually needs to go up like so. And now we can bring the arms down. And the arms, you want to rotate them in so that the ball joint socket is facing out. and you're going to bring the arm up like so. And where is it? So there is a tab slot here in between the arms, right here and here, and also see, I believe, yeah, these two tabs here on the bottoms of his arms, right here, are going to go into these slots here. But before we do that, I should probably tuck his hands away. So what you want to do is you want to open this panel. You do need to rotate the hand 180 and then fold it in so that this closes all the way. And it can be a tiny bit sticky to get him out, but if you come on, close. Make sure his hands are closed. But you can usually get your fingernail under his thumb and then pry it out that way without too much trouble. So anyway, we want to bring these the rest of the way together. And we can bring all this up. Make sure that the ball joints are all the way down, which they are not here. Come on. Literally catching on each other so that these will line up and plug in under that thruster. Plug in under that thruster. There we go. Now, as for the legs, we do want to, again, untab these and just bring them out. And then we're going to open these gold panels on the back of his leg. Helps if you fold his foot forward just to get your finger in there. Fold the foot all the way back around and close that. Again, fold this up, bring it out, close that. And now you can see he has posts on right behind his knee, and those are going to go here on this joint right by his arm, that hole right there. And then his hip has a post that's going to go right here, right next to where that armature is. So you want to go like this, and you'll have to sit his legs at a little bit of an angle like that. And yeah, now we want to make sure that this plugs in, and then this plugs in here like so. And then we get this side all situated. There we go. And get this side plugged in too. Like so. And now we fold these panels on his wings. Oop. Hold on. Get these down. Got a little bit out of order. Get these down like so. And then that one came untabbed. Make sure that's tabbed back in, tab it back in, tab it back in, like so. And now these, you can sort of see where that tab I snapped off hooks underneath, but it's really this tab going in right on the one of the tail fins right here. Come on. There we go. And yeah, what happened is, no, nothing to worry about. It got stuck here, and I bent it up while I was trying to wiggle it. I bent it up a little too much. Yeah, see, I just popped the ball joint off that time. But yeah, that's what caused the thing to break, and I should have just been a little more careful. I wiggled it too far up, and it bent and eventually just snapped off because of it. So again, that was just me making an error. It was not the toy's fault. But let's go ahead and get this lined up. Come on. Cooperate with me. Blue is making it hard to see exactly where it is with the shadow, and I just popped his entire leg out of the socket there. Yeah. Come on. There we go. Why are you being so difficult now? I know you're right there. There we go. Yeah, and see, this is stable enough, that little tab on its own. That probably shouldn't do that, actually. I don't want to break the other tab, the one that's actually important, but yeah, it's stable enough without it, and it was, again, my own fault. But, oh, one more step. Fold these down to get those little landing gear wheels, and I don't think they actually roll. Oh, no, they do, just not very well, because there's not a lot of wiggle room there. But there we have him in his jet mode. And go ahead and put this back on. And as you can see, you can leave these on. You don't have to take them off. I don't think this really stores. I mean, you can, if you really want to. You can put these under his wings. Hold on. Let me rotate this. If you really want to, you can. It's a little ridiculous, but you can do that. And of course, we can take his other sword and reattach it back to the cannon. Yep, I forgot this has to. You want to make sure that this is sitting at that angle when you slide it in because of this tab here. And then we just. There. Now he can stab people as a plane. And I do not believe the cockpit opens at all. Yeah, I haven't. Like 90% sure it doesn't open. But yeah, there he is in his vehicle mode. And we'll bring in a couple more comparisons. Here he is next to the Legacy Prime bulkhead. And here he is next to the Legacy Skyquake. I got this one secondhand, so he's missing his sword, but he's got everything else, so. But yeah, that's how they compare in their vehicle modes. They are around the same size overall. But yeah, one is definitely a lot more accurate. But yeah, overall, yeah, these guys, they're around modern leader size. We'll bring in the robot modes again here, just to show you how they all compare. But these guys are about $45. So they're a lot cheaper, and they're just as good, if not better, especially if you're looking for accuracy. Yeah, I don't hate the Legacy mold, but I do absolutely prefer these ACP ones. So, get these two out of here. But yeah, overall, I definitely do recommend them. I think that they're a great fit. Again, I was debating on whether or not I actually wanted to get Skyquake as well, but I had some extra points laying around and got him cheaper, so, and it is nice to have both. They are brothers and all. It's like having Sideswipe and Sunstreaker. So yeah, these definitely have my recommendation. They're good quality. APC does good stuff, and especially if you're into Transformers Prime figures and want something a little closer to the actual screen accuracy. So, yeah. But I think that's about all I really have to say here, so I think I'll go ahead and wrap this one up and say this is Soul Prime 13 saying transform and soul out.